Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into one of the oldest and most captivating ocean legends ever, mermaids. You know the story. A beautiful, haunting voice on the waves, a mysterious figure in the water, and sailors who drift a little too close and are never seen again. It sounds like pure fantasy, something straight out of a storybook. But mermaid legends didn't just appear out of thin air. They came from long nights at sea, from bad visibility, from very real danger, and from a human brain that absolutely hates not knowing what it's seeing. Let's start with the myth itself. In many European traditions that eventually traveled to America, mermaids represent both wonder and warning. Sometimes they're depicted as gentle, benevolent beings. Other times, they're deadly sirens. But one detail is almost always there: the song, a voice that pulls you off your course, lures you away from safety, and draws you towards something you can't quite explain. Now, let's look at the reality hiding beneath the surface. The ocean is basically a legend factory. It's an environment where people regularly experience three things all at once: profound isolation, constant fear, and overwhelming uncertainty. Imagine you're weeks from land, you're exhausted, and you're staring into a wall of fog and rolling waves. Your senses don't work the way they do on solid ground. Distance becomes a liar. Sound bounces in weird, unpredictable ways. Shapes twist and distort. And when something goes wrong at sea, it goes wrong catastrophically fast. So, sailors told stories that match the emotional truth of their experience. It can genuinely feel like something is calling you into danger. A lot of so-called mermaid sightings likely came from completely normal things seen under highly abnormal conditions. Think about it: a seal popping its head up between swells, a manatee in certain regions, which can have surprisingly human-like movements when viewed from a distance. Even a piece of driftwood that looks like a body for just a split second. A weird wave pattern in the moonlight can easily trick your mind into seeing a face. Now, add extreme fatigue and biting cold to that mix, and you get the perfect recipe for someone to say, "I swear I saw her." And then there's the biggest ingredient of all, the one nobody likes to admit: storms. Before modern weather forecasting, storms were like surprise attacks from an invisible enemy. One minute, you could be sailing on calm waters, and the next, you're fighting for your life. People needed explanations that felt personal, because random weather is an emotionally unsatisfying reason for losing your ship and your friends. A mermaid legend turns the sea into a character. It's no longer just water. It's an entity with moods, with intentions, and with warnings. That makes the ever-present danger feel narratable, something you can understand. Mermaid stories also worked as fantastic safety lessons, without sounding like a boring lecture from the captain. Don't sail too close to the rocks. Don't follow strange lights or sounds at night. Don't let a momentary distraction pull you off course. It's a lot easier to remember a cautionary tale about a beautiful, singing creature than a long list of dry navigation rules. Now, when these legends came to America, they didn't just disappear, they mixed and evolved. European sailors and immigrants brought their mermaid traditions with them, and coastal communities kept retelling those stories in new places, along New England shores, in small fishing towns, and in ports with long histories of shipwrecks. Over time, the mermaid became less about one specific folklore system and more about what the ocean means to all of us, a powerful symbol of opportunity, mystery, and danger, all wrapped up in the same package. That's why the sea produces the biggest and most enduring legends. You can't control it. You can't fully map it. And for most of human history, you couldn't predict it. So, people filled that vast unknown with stories to make sense of it. So what are mermaids, really? They aren't proof of creatures in the water. They're proof that human beings turn the scariest, most uncontrollable environments into narratives we can understand and carry with us. A mermaid is basically the ocean's personality given a face and a voice, so people could talk about what the sea does to them without having to say the terrifying truth. I am terrified of how utterly powerless I am out here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.